What's happening? It's your boy, Regular Man and Regular Dreams, man. And we back. It's week 5 of the college football season, man. And my record is 5-4. I'm doing horrible these last couple weeks, man. I started 3-0. The last 2 weeks, I was 1-2 both weeks, man. Definitely got to turn that around. It's not looking good for your boy, man. But before we jump into week 5, let's go back to week 4 and tell y'all how I got this record. Firstly, I picked Auburn over LSU as like an upset pick. Crazy. Like, let me hear. I know. I should have never picked that at all, man. What I should have picked was actually the upset that did happen, which was Ole Miss over Alabama, man. I was thinking about picking that as the upset, but I went with Roll Tide, man. It's hard not to, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. And the game that I did get right was Notre Dame beating Georgia Tech, which was actually a pretty good game, kind of, sort of. But let's talk about the best games of the week, in my opinion. Ohio State almost lost, but, you know, it wasn't too scary, like, watching the game at the end, because they just couldn't move the ball on Ohio State. I believe it was, Northern Illinois, if I'm not mistaken. But at the end of the day, Northern Illinois just couldn't pull out the upset, man. But let's talk about these other good games that happened last week. USC got upsetted by Stanford, man. Stanford beat USC. Definitely a good game. Upsetted, is that a word? I don't think that's a word, but I made it up. It is what it is. But yeah, man, USC lost, man, to Stanford. Definitely a good game. I didn't even talk about that last week, but that was one of the best games and best matchups of last weekend. Definitely a rivalry. And also, man, Texas versus Cal. This game probably was the best game of the weekend, hands down. Texas came all the way back. And then, at the end of the game, man, they missed an extra point to actually lose that game by 1 point and not going to overtime, man. Definitely a hard way to lose, but it was a good game, man. I am actually looking forward to seeing what Texas do in the future with their quarterback. I think Texas is going to turn this thing around, man. But another good game was UCLA BYU. UCLA came out with the victory, but it was a 1-point game. Definitely another good game. Actually, a game that I talked about last week. So it was a pretty good, exciting week for college football last week, man. But let's go ahead and get into week 5. But before we do, who's the Heisman? Gotta be Forsett from LSU, right? But let's go ahead and get into week number 5. Top 3 matchups for this weekend, man. Coming in at number 3 has to be... It's not Michigan versus BYU, man. That's not going to make the top 3, even though I'm Michigan biased. Go blue. I think we actually favored to win that game, too. But number 3 would have to be Tennessee versus Florida, man. I know none of these teams are ranked, but it's going to be a good game, man. It's probably going to be one of the best games this weekend, I believe. It's definitely going to be a good game, man. I definitely cannot wait to see it at all. Coming in at number 2 is Oklahoma State versus Texas, man. I definitely can't wait to see what Texas is going to do, how they're going to bounce back from the loss last weekend, which was a heartbreaker. I think this is going to be a good game, man. I think it's going to be a real good game, to be honest with you. Like, this game and that Arizona State versus USC kind of like the same to me, but I think this Texas-Oklahoma State game going to be a little bit more back and forth as far as points and action and things like that. Probably going to be a little bit more exciting to see. And the number 1 game, man, everybody know what it is, man. Everybody know what it is. Arizona versus UCLA, man. Arizona versus UCLA is definitely the matchup of the weekend. So let's get into these picks, man. The number 3 pick, I think I'm actually going to roll with Tennessee. This game going to be close, man. I think this is probably going to be a crazy back-and-forth game, but I think I'm going to roll with Tennessee in this one, man. I don't think they shouldn't have lost to Oklahoma State. Let's just keep it on. Not Oklahoma State, but Oklahoma. I'm moving too fast. They should have never lost to Oklahoma, so I think they're not going to lose against Florida. Like, I think they learned their lesson to finish the games out, so I'm rolling with Tennessee. The second game, Oklahoma State versus Texas. Should I do another upset? I actually like the way Texas was playing last week, man. But I'm going to go with Oklahoma State. I think I actually should have picked Texas, man. But I'm going to go with Oklahoma State. They ranked the 24th team in the nation. Let's see if they can stay in the top 25. And the number 1 matchup, man, Arizona versus UCLA. UCLA didn't really show me that last week. To be honest with you, I think they should have beat BYU by more than 1 point. So I'm going to go with Arizona, man. I guess you can say it's an upset. I'm going with Arizona, man. So I got Tennessee, Oklahoma State, and Arizona, man. Hopefully I can stay at 500 and above. I'm 5-4 right now. It's crazy, man. But tell me what y'all got in the comments. Like I said, the other good games is Michigan versus BYU. I think we actually favored to win. Go blue. Hopefully we can pull that out. It'll be good to beat a top 25 ranked team. You know what I'm saying, for our record. And what else, man? Arizona State versus USC. Arizona State actually can pull this upset out. I can't even lie. USC didn't look that good last week, but we'll see what's going to happen, man. And any more games, leave it in the comments below. Tell me the other games that I may have missed. Tell me if you agree with the 3. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with the 3 because it's a little wishy-washiness in there, man, especially with USC, Arizona State, because I think that's going to be a good game. But tell me what y'all feel. The Heisman definitely has to be Forsett from LSU. Tell me what y'all think about that. He running crazy right now. And just tell me how y'all feel about this week coming up, man. Do you smell any upsets? It's a lot of cupcake matchups this weekend, man, to be honest. But any upsets, any predictions of the or any wins that you see for the teams that are picking losses this week? Just anything, man. Just leave it in the comments. Leave me your team. Just anything, man. Just leave it in the comments. But since I'm rambling on now, let's go ahead and end this thing, man. Always remember to never wake up without dreaming. But no matter where you go in life, always remain the same. Regular man, irregular dreams.